2, 1. Do you want to clap? 3,
Yes.
2,
1.
It's about synced. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tavern Adjacent. It's so good to be back after like 5 months, and back with us again is Monica, right?
A full, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you said your name, and then I checked your IMDb, and it said something different. And I'm like, wait, what is her name? And I was like,
Yeah. No, I have my human name, and then I have like my Monica that I kind of go by in the cosplay D&D space. For I guess like part of it's just because keeping it like a little bit professional, because I can have my own personal stuff, and then I can have this other more fun stuff to the side. So
yeah, I just tell people my name is Crispy, and every time they say the same shit, and every time I find it hilarious, so I'm just gonna keep on doing that.
Fair enough. What's the best reaction you get from Crispy?
No, it's the same reaction every time. Your name's
Oh, yeah?
Crispy? Really? Like,
Really?
really? No. The president of the Philippines is named Bong Bong. Why is Crispy so shocking to you? Okay, but anyway, dude, it's so good to have you back on the show. When I was workshopping through, okay, it's been like 5 months. You know, we took a long hiatus on this. Who we gonna come back with? Not gonna lie, you were second on my list, but you were still very high up there.
That's fair enough. I'll take second fiddle. I'll take second place. That's fine.
I'm kidding. No, but yeah, it's really awesome to have you back on the show. How you been doing? Since 5 months ago we had you on the show. You been doing good? Deerstalker going well?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done. Actually, no, I have done a few things towards the end of last year. This year, I haven't done as much stuff with them yet, but should be in the next coming months. Otherwise, yeah, things have just been going really well. I finished my first year of college, and
Heck yeah,
doing pretty well.
How was freshman year for you? Because I remember freshman year for me was boring as crap.
I really loved it. So my course, because I'm doing it part-time, is about 4 years. I loved it. It was, I'm learning counseling, and I'm really enjoying myself. I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself and about other people, and it's really cool.
Why is it that everybody I like is going into psychology? 5 of my best friends are going into psychology. All my associates are going into psychology. You're going to psychology. What's going on with psychology, man? Guess all y'all want to be therapists.
Well, actually, I don't know what it's like in the States, but here in Australia, counseling and psychology are a bit different. Whereas, so psychology is kind of more about the looking into, why do brains do what they do? So when you're, when you might have, ADHD, or you have, autism, how does that actually, what does that look? What are the statistics, in the brains and all that sort of stuff? Counseling is kind of more of, that's relevant but irrelevant to what we're actually doing, which is, hey, you as the person who's coming and sitting in front of us and wanting help, or maybe has something that they'd like some help with, or a decision that they're struggling with. We take all the context that you're able to give us about you as a person, and then try to use that and then help you from that context. So being oh, you're a person who deals really well when you've got someone who is around to help you do stuff. So body doubling, or maybe having an accountability buddy, stuff like that. So basically we just take things that you're already kind of doing in your life, and then we're just okay, how can we do it to make so that it helps all the other aspects of your life that maybe you're struggling with as well. So it's a little less scientific, but it's a bit more about actually communicating as people, and what can we do that you've already got access to.
I'm sure it's the same thing in the States. It's just there's this neat little secret I'll let you guys in on right now. I'm just really stupid, and I think I just can't tell the difference. But yeah, no, I was a journalism student, and I did mass communications, and we don't even have finals. It's great.
Oh wow.
I just cruised through. I remember I remember the second year I took this class. That was the doom class. Everyone's no, this is the one. Kids fail this one all the time. And there's two dudes who are in their 30s. Yeah, I've taken this class 3 times, man. I never passed it. And I remember at the end of the year, I passed, not only did I get an A, but I got an A when I forgot to turn in like 2 major assignments. I was like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I ended
Also,
up,
congratulations.
I ended up, and I finished the class, and I remember going, wow, I got an A, and then I checked, and then it was like a B plus. I'm like, hey, what the heck happened? And then I checked to check my grades, and I have like 2 big zeros. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
whoopsie.
Also, we're gonna say, like, if a class is that hard to pass, I'd blame the professor.
No,
like, I'd
my
blame
professor
the person
was
who's setting the class.
The key to why it's so hard is because you have to publish an article in the paper. And if you don't have the chops to go to an editor and be like pitching a story,
Right.
that's tough.
It's hard to pass that. Okay, all right. That's a bit different.
No,
but yeah, I always get a bit like whenever someone's like, "Oh, you can never pass this class." I'm like, well, then I don't think the teacher's doing a very good job. Then.
No, the teacher, Al is his name. He is an incredible teacher who was really okay with my BS. Like, he's a really genuine guy. There's only like 2 assignments where I was like, Al, you need a backup. There's only like 2 times where I was like, dude, you gotta temper expectations with how I'm gonna do this right now. Only 2 of them. But anyway, I think we're stressing everyone out talking about college.
Yeah, we should probably move on so we can actually talk about like the fun stuff.
Fun stuff. I don't know. College is fun. Some people apparently find that crap fun.
I mean,
right?
I find it fun. I find this fun, but like, you know, I'm also a nerd, so like, you know, there's a bit of a difference between like what I find fun compared to, you know, maybe someone else.
Yeah. If it wasn't for online courses, I think I would have flunked out of college. I'm not gonna lie, dude. If it wasn't for online, I'd be clocked.
I hate online. I can't tell you. I hate it. I hate it. I forget it exists. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, if it's online, it's like it's out of sight, out of mind. Like, I forget to log in and do it. If it's a class that I have to physically go to, then like I'm more likely to remember that it exists.
I hate being surrounded by people, so so online is kind of the play for me. Yeah, I just need a checklist. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it on my own time. Yeah. Just give me the damn checklist, okay? Don't ask me to talk to you. Don't ask me to interact with you, because I don't want to. Or at least I probably don't.
That's good. At least you, like, as long as you don't have to, like, do group projects, then I think you're good.
Oh.
Yeah.
No one likes group
That's the bane of every college
funny
experience.
because I hate group projects so much, but isn't D&D like the biggest group project you could possibly like comprehend? It's like a 3-year long group project. You gotta meet up every week.
Yeah, but it's an opt-in. But it's always an opt-in experience. Like, people who keep coming back for the D&D game, it's always opt-in. So they're excited to be there. Whereas, like, group projects, it's like, oh, I've never met these people in my life, and now my grade depends on them.
I hate every single one of you. D&D can absolutely feel like a group project, though. Your DM is the guy who's doing all the work.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you still got the imbalance of work. Like, you've got players who show up being like, oh, I didn't even level up. And it's like, I gave you one thing to do.
Dude, one thing. No, what have you ever, actually, I want to ask, because we talked about you playing D&D a couple times last episode, but have you ever DM'd?
Yeah, I have.
Awesome.
I have DM'd.
Yeah, I barely play.
I've DM'd a few times, but not as many times as I've played. I haven't DM'd as many times as I've been a player, but I've definitely DM'd a few times, and both in my own worlds. I never picked a world that was already created because, like, I don't know, I just can't seem to jive with that. I'm like, no, it has to be all mine.
There's so much reading. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. One thing
I want to make stuff up. I don't want to have to look it up.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's so much reading. I legitimately, it's a problem. I can't. I don't do books, man. I cannot. It's not that I can't read. Like, I can read, okay? But, like, you asked me to, like legitimately, people have this assumption that, like, my Reddit videos don't take that long to work on. They're, like, the easy stuff. Because, like, I'm reading and then I do commentary. Like, how hard could that be? Well, they take more on the editing side because of all the skits and stuff. But the reading is actually hard for me because I really, like, dude, like, line by line, I can't do it. That's why I changed my format up so that I can make it a font that's easier for me to read. Because it was an Arial on Reddit, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, there have been some fonts that have been specifically designed to be easier to read. Because there are some that are just difficult. And it's like, I mean, like, obviously not Wingdings, but like, you know, but like some of those scripts are really hard to like actually read. So I get why professors are always like, has to be in Times New Roman so that I can read it. And I'm just like, all right. Fair enough.
No, one professor had me handwrite my essays, and I was like, bro, you don't know what you did to yourself. Like, I'll do it, man. But like,
probably in high school when I had to do exams, like handwritten, because we have our HSC, which is like our version of like
our SAT is also handwritten. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there are definitely some times where I'm like, that's probably not a word, but I don't have time to
God bless.
Like, just being like,
whoever's got to interpret my chicken scratch, God bless you. God bless you.
Exactly.
But yeah, no,
exactly.
I mean, when it comes to D&D settings, like I'm writing up like a setting. I'm because like I've got nothing to do right now. I beat all my video games, so I'm just kind of bored. I'm writing up a setting right now, and I was like, oh, I should read Explorer's Guide to the Sword Coast or whatever it's called, so I could, learn how they do it in the pro world. Couldn't get through like 10 pages. I was like,
oh man, yeah. No, it's brutal. I've definitely found that my attention span has like from a kid where I would devour books.
Oh yeah.
And then now as an adult, just being like, I have to have a goal of one book per month just so that I can continue to push myself to try and read. It's genuinely difficult. Like, I don't have time for it, but at the same time, like, I don't have patience for it either. Like, if I'm sitting down about to read a book, I'm like, oh, but there are chores. Or there's, content I could be... Yeah, like, I got shit to do. Like, I don't have time for leisurely activities, like reading.
If I'm going to do a leisurely activity... I don't know, man. I want to shoot people in the face in Cyberpunk. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like, I'd rather be, like, trying to get my Fallout 4 game to start working again, so...
Oh my god, one of my D&D, one of my players is obsessed with Fallout 76, and we always clown on her for that. Which really? Sometimes I feel bad. It's like, at the end of the day, let her like what she likes, but at the same time.
I mean, this is my first Fallout game. Like, I bought it, I think it was on sale for like $13.
Is it because of the name or something else?
I mean, that would be funny if it was just because of the name. But no, genuinely, like, I've been curious about the series for a while. Like, I've, been in the cosplay space, met other cosplayers who were doing, like, Fallout, and they've always been like, oh, yeah, no, it's such a sick game. And I never really got into it. I'm excited for the show.
I was like...
I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Because my friend from the D&D game is the one who told me, like, oh, there's a Fallout show coming out. And I was like...
Yeah.
That's gonna suck ass. Because the Halo show had just come out when she told me that. And I was like, oh, that's probably gonna... Also because, like, to do Fallout in live action, that'll cost you, like, a gazillion dollars. Like, how are they gonna make that work?
I mean, unless they go like the Mandalorian route and just have it all on that, like, LED screen, type stuff where it looks, realistic in the background. Yeah. And maybe they'll build some sets.
Yeah, I was like...
I don't know. I don't know what their budget is.
No,
so.
I don't know. Me neither. But, like, when I checked out the show, it's clearly a lot because, like, dang, it looks amazing. Like,
oh, I'm so keen, man. Yeah. I'm really keen. Like, again, like, I've only played this game. I haven't played any of the other Fallouts. I've only played Fallout 4 so far.
Yeah. I recommend New Vegas. I haven't played Fallout 4, and 3 is, But, yeah.
I've heard that 3 wasn't that great.
But, yeah, no, but overall, yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. Have you played Baldur's Gate?
Yes, I have started playing Baldur's Gate. I haven't finished playing Baldur's Gate because I have so many other games I want to keep playing.
You finished playing Baldur's Gate? Because I finished... Hold on. How many hours did I spend finishing Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, how many hours have you got on Baldur's Gate?
Jesus. 134.
Whoa! Alright. Yeah, that's solid. I mean, you're getting there. You're getting up there in the numbers.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
You're done?
No, I'm done. I got other shit to play.
That's fair.
Yeah, I love it though. How are you enjoying it?
I had the horrible experience of starting my first playthrough, getting past that downstairs, that really hard fight at the beginning, like down in the basement area when you've got like the people through the doorway.
Oh yeah, dude, that was really. Oh yeah, I remember.
It's a rough fight. Like, it's one of the roughest, I think, in the beginning, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I finished it, completed it, and then was like, it took me like a few goes as well. Like, I struggled a little bit. Then I got there in the end, probably about like my 4th or 5th try. And genuinely was just doing the whole thing where I was like pulling the lever, opening the door, shooting through, closing the lever, and then so that any time that they tried to fight, like it would just be hitting the door and failing. So it was a very slow process. Yeah. Anyway, finally get to the end. It was like, okay, I need to take a break because like I've been on this for like a couple hours.
I know what you're about to say.
Log out, come back in the next day. And I had to redo the whole fight again. And I'm like, nah, absolutely not. Nope. I had to, like, rage quit. I just left. I was like, nah.
I can one you up. Have you...
okay, I'm excited.
How far are you into the game? I don't want to spoil too much.
Okay. I haven't finished part 1. Let's just put it that way.
So, the location in part 2... I got through two major set pieces in the location in part 2. Finished 2 quests, hour and a half of progress. I'm exploring around the area, and suddenly, oh my God, the bad guys. There's bad guys, and I was like, oh, bad guys. I should save the game. I press the button that I think says save the game. They ask, are you sure? I press yes. Of course, I want to save the game. I hit load the game. I loaded all the way back.
No.
Undid an hour and a half of progress. And I just sat there thinking,
that's so wrong.
And you know what's even worse? It's not like it can be like, oh, that's the game's fault. No. Like the game asked me, are you sure? The game said, load game. I just wasn't paying attention. That's on me. 100%.
It's so rough when machinery maliciously compliances with us.
Yeah.
And we're just like, no, that's not what I wanted. The machine's like, I don't know, man.
That's literally what you said
exactly
you wanted.
what you asked.
I asked you, are you sure? I asked you.
Like, I put that in there just to be safe. Like, just in case you were wrong and you said you were right. So.
You did it. It's like when you think you're smarter than Google Maps. I don't know if you use Google Maps, but like there are many times I'm heading into the city, and I'm like, oh, Google Maps, you're being stupid. Why would I go that way? I'm going to go my normal way. I go my normal way, 50 minutes of traffic later.
Yeah. Sometimes Google Maps gets it right, and then sometimes Google Maps is just like, yeah, it'll just be this easy turn, and you're like, this is 4, like, lanes of traffic. What do you mean an easy turn?
Dude, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. It is a great video game, and honestly, I think Act 2 is some of the best gamering I've ever done in my life. It's a solid time.
I am holding out at the moment because I do want to play it on stream, only because like I've got some people that would really love me to make a Nixie like clone, I guess, in Baldur's Gate, and then play as Nixie in Baldur's Gate. So I'm saving it for a stream at this point. But yes, no, I'm very excited to go back to it.
There's a moment in the very, 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 very end of the game where all the enemies are standing. You'll know they're on a balcony. And they're all standing next to these inexplicably red barrels, and it's just begging. It's just begging. It's just begging for something to just go.
Yeah,
it's just they're asking.
What
for
did you expect?
What
did you expect if you were gonna stand right next to some flammable barrels? Like, I mean.
Have you ever had by the way, I had a player like we were going through this situation where the bunch of enemies were at them and they were like, Crispy, just hear me out. Can I make a perception check for any inexplicably red barrels around the arena? And I'm like, Cole, no.
Yeah.
No, you cannot.
No.
We're not manifesting explosive barrels in the middle of the fish market. Why would they be there?
I love greedy players though, because like otherwise like I feel like it's really nice when players are just like, oh, like give me something, like, oh, this is what I'm looking for, or something along those lines, because then you get to be like, okay, I get to decide as the DM, like, am I gonna be a nice god and give you what you're looking for, or am I going to be a malevolent god and not?
I was trying to encourage them because the goal was you have 1 round to kill every enemy in this radius. I want you guys to be creative. I want you guys to like be clever with your spell use. And they were just looking for red barrels. And I was like, guys, come on. You're smart. You can get through this. They got through it. But yeah.
Use your imagination.
But no, they got through it. It's all good. Actually, I wanted to ask you, as a dungeon master, as somebody who has DM'd, what is your like crowning achievement? Because this is something I've always wanted to ask people, but I just never remember to. Because I'm always asking about the bad stuff. I'm always asking about your horror stories. But I want to know, like, what's your crowning achievement? Your like proudest moment when you're DMing with your players?
It's funny because I've had a couple experiences, and I'm sure you can relate to this, where like I've put in a bunch of work to make something that's like really exciting, really thrilling, like pulling in like all of the players' backgrounds to like, you know, make the story like, you know, really pertinent to, you know, how they've built their character and all that sort of stuff. And then about like 3 sessions in, the whole party falls apart, and then people stop wanting to come, and like no one, like it just like the whole party just kind of falls apart.
See, that's why I asked you to play D&D with me. I said it would be only 3 to 4 sessions. That's why I said that.
Yeah, no.
That's why I said that.
You're very clever. You're very clever to put it that way, because I mean, 3 sessions is easy to commit to, whereas like, you know, a couple of years, it's a bit more of a commitment. Yeah. But you know, that being said, crowning achievement. Honestly, probably bringing new players to the table and then having them walk away being like, oh, I'm addicted now. Like,
I love this.
I'm gonna keep doing this. Yeah, like, I think that's the best part of being a DM, because I think that's the way of knowing, oh, okay, because these people were completely fresh. Like, their only experience of storytelling is through, like, you know, visual mediums, you know, maybe books, maybe video games, and tabletop RPGs are such a different space for people who haven't experienced that before. Like, the idea of collective storytelling and having to engage, because a lot of the time, like, those other forms of, you know, entertainment are quite passive. Like, you don't have to, you know, engage with it as much. You just kind of watch it or read it or, you know, play it or whatever. But you don't have to contribute that much to the story itself, whereas D&D really does kind of, you know, ask of you to try and add your own thing, like create your whole character, create a whole backstory, you know, what lines you say are, you know, whatever you want to say. Yeah. And so I think it's really rewarding, I think, as a DM to have people walk away from that experience, especially their first experience, being like, oh my God, actually, this is so much fun. I cannot wait to start and like, go for the next one.
Don't know if I told you this story because it happened around the time we did our episode, but I remember, like, I was, I'm just chilling in my living room. I'm just relaxing. And all of a sudden, like, one of my friends I play Apex with, he calls me up and he's like, Crispy, me and my girlfriend, we need to make D&D characters. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, really wants to play... I'll beep that. My friend really wants to play Dungeons & Dragons. He wants to be a DM now. And I'm like, what? It's 6 in the morning.
Have they got you on speed dial? They just got you on speed dial. They're like D&D related. They're just like, we need to call Crispy.
Yeah, no, we need to call Crispy now. And no, it was really fun. They both came to my place and you know, we helped them build characters, and then they had a really bitter breakup. And so
like,
all that's getting cut out, by the way.
But the amount of times that I've heard from DMs, like, being like, oh, I try not to have couples because, like, you know, if there's a fight or if they break up, like, it makes the, you know, the game really awkward. But there was one chick that was like, yeah, no, they were...
I'm going to tell you something on the break.
They were...
I have to tell you something.
She's like, this couple was engaged. And then they broke up. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, it's awkward, man. It's really awkward. That's my darkest timeline for Critical Role. That's my darkest...
Oh, yeah, Marisha and Matt.
Just break up or like, get divorced. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, that would be the darkest... I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be the darkest timeline. Like a tumultuous breakup between any of like the people in the relationship. Oh my God, could you imagine? Yeah. Sam and Liam.
Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, yeah, it was already pretty rough when... oh God.
Foster? I had some tweets that needed deleting after that happened. I had some tweets because I was actually I'm not gonna lie, I went to school for journalism. My dad is he's a Pulitzer Prize nominated journalist. He worked in that industry for a long time. He did breaking news. He did stories, life and death crap. And when he watched Brian Foster's Between the Sheets episodes, he was blown away. Like, we both sat there thinking, like, this is some of the best one-on-one interviewing I have ever seen. And, like, coming from him, that he does not say that kind of stuff, like, just off the cuff. like Foster's interview with Kian Tran, like I get goosebumps just thinking about some of those lines. And the fact that all of that stuff is gone now, like I understand why I had to go, like completely. I support that decision. But shit, man, like, God.
I think we can, to an extent, separate what people are capable of. Like being able to be like, look, someone can be an incredible interviewer and
be
also
garbage, be awful,
a garbage human being. Yeah,
allegedly.
Because like, well, yeah. Look, allegedly
garbage human being,
protected. Allegedly.
Just reading a book
like,
about defamation.
Oh, there you go. So you're playing it safe.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, but yeah, so like I mean I think there's a degree of separation that we can have of being able to be like, okay, so this person was really good at that and really bad at this.
Yeah.
So we should take the skills and the lessons from the good parts and dismiss the rest, because we do that with a lot of other stuff. I don't know why we need to feel like humans need to be
it's different. Still, but even if I was capable of that, like it still sucks. Like I'm still sitting there thinking like, shit, man, like some of the best, like I would use those constantly to like teach or talk about like how you, I mean, obviously he's cheating to an extent, because like he knows all the people he interviews, so like that's to an extent cheating, but like the fact that they were so good, it just sucks. But yeah, that whole situation, that is my point, is though, darkest timeline for Critical Role right there. Darkest timeline is
if we do want to talk about really good interviewers, I really like the guy who does Hot Ones.
He's excellent. He's excellent.
Yeah, I've forgotten his name, but I love his interview style. I think he's an incredibly good interviewer, and also his research before the fact is also like
amazing,
incredible as well. Yeah, he's like, honestly, I'd be a little scared, just because I'd be like, what would he dig up? Like, what would he find out?
All I dig before I talk to someone is just I make sure that none of you have committed any horrible crimes. But since you're in Australia, I don't actually know how to do that for you.
Well, I'm Australian, so I must have committed a crime to be here. No, I don't think I've committed any crimes.
Well,
I mean, I've definitely got like, my fair share of like, speeding tickets.
Well,
or
before we end
fines,
off the story,
but like aside from that,
before we end off this to talk about red flags for D&D, here, want me to tell you a story on why, like I tell people or people tell me to always check.
Oh yes, please.
All right, so there were no red flags. There was a dude, he was working in the office, and he's doing a story on homelessness. He does a lot of homeless coverage, right? And that means you talk to homeless people, duh. So he talks to this homeless guy. He's been on the street for like, a couple years. He was in the military, yada, yada, yada. And he gives an amazing testimony. It's like so good. Like, oh, this is the kind of stuff that, you do a whole profile on. Like, they don't even want to do the piece they were doing. They want to do something just about what this guy was talking about. And, the journo is so excited, and I remember like what he looks like. He's got this big beard, and when he smiles, you can like tell he's smiling. He was so hyped about this interview. He comes back, and his boy's like, "Hey, you should probably do a background check." And he's like, "It's a homeless guy. He's been on the street for 2 years. Like, why do I need to do a background check?" And he was like, "Just do it. What's the worst? Just check." He's like, "Yeah, screw it. Whatever. I got an hour." Runs a background check.
Oh, no.
He is like a level 3 sex offender with kidnapping charges.
Oh no.
Dude, running that would have been there would be some serious questions involved.
Repercussions.
There would be some serious questions. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. That's why whenever someone's like, "Oh, I got this amazing interview with this guy," and I'm like, "Do you know him?" And he's like, "No." Even if you know him, just check. Just check. Just check, because
it's easy in the States to just check people's criminal records.
It takes me like 20 minutes. There you go. Anyway, we just talked, like, I was trying to segue into the red flags discussion, and I think it did a bad job.
Yes.
This has been such a chaotic seg. I can't even comprehend.
I mean, to be fair, knowing us last time, we just went on tangents.
I think we had some focus.
We had a little bit of focus. It's alright.
I mean, but anyway, yeah, let's talk about some red flags. I don't know if if it actually helps or hurts, but you know, it's something that it's tradition. It's tradition.
I mean, I use it as a way to line up my audio as well, so...
It's time to put on nerd glasses. Are you ready?
Ooh, should I put on my nerd glasses too?
Do you have nerd glasses?
I got my little nerd glasses.
Oh my god, dude, you look so good in your nerd glasses.
Oh, thank you!
I don't know if the nerd glasses mixed with the makeup. I think the makeup's a little goth for the glasses.
I like it. Oh. No, I like it a lot.
Thank you.
I think it's real cute. I mean, I love the goth aesthetic.
By the way, I something that we haven't brought up the entire episode, we're matching.
Yeah, I know. I love this. I love it so much.
Jesus. I just got a notification about business email, and it was... Jesus, it's so freaking loud. Oh my god.
We're done?
I think so. It's if you see me jump, that's why. But anyway, yeah. We're going to be looking at a little thread of red flags that you should pay attention to from your dungeon master. These are specifically dungeon master red flags. Do you actually need those?
Okay. I don't need them to see up close. I need them to see far away.
I need them to see up close and far away. I'm blind.
Ah, damn. Yeah, no, mine's just from the fact that I use screens too much.
Oh, I also use screens too much. But anyway, here we go. Number 1, the toppest of answers. All right.
Okay.
If a DM wants the party to lose so they can feel like they're winning, you are not going to have a good time.
I don't love it when the idea is that it's the DM versus the players.
Oh, I hate that.
I really don't feel like that is conducive to fun play. Especially because the DM has all the power.
I don't... there's no think about it. That's not conducive to fun play. Like,
no!
At all. Like, I just... You're right. The DM has all the power. And if you are the player, then, like, you are in their world. And frankly, the DM shouldn't be like, wow, guys, I beat you. Ha, ha, ha. Like, no, dude. You can beat them whenever you want. The goal is to challenge them and to give them something to like work through, or something to work with.
Yeah, like you can definitely punish your players just a little bit to be like, like here's a little taste of what you're coming up against in the future. So like, be prepared, sort of thing. But like not to like, be like, oh, I beat you guys. I don't know. I feel like the intention there is not really fun. I had this dude I was talking to who would always talk about how he punished his players in like this like very like uppity way. I don't know how else to describe it. But I would like whenever I listened, because he was like one of the only people in my like social circle who talked about dungeons, and he's not really in my social circle. I freaking hate this guy. But he was the only person in like Hopefully he doesn't watch the show. You don't like this guy.
No, I don't. We're gonna cut all that.
That's fair.
Cut that right out of the episode. But no, he was always talking about how like I would frequently joke that never mind. He would always talk about how he loves punishing his players, and that really always bothered me because I'm like, there's you obviously need to like have consequences for certain stupid things that happen in the game, and there should be I think it's immersive for there to be encounters they can't win, but there should always be some kind of victory condition, not necessarily to win the fight, but to like survive. Like successfully running away is a success.
Yeah. Like surviving is a success.
Just go.
And I was also gonna say, like, it could also be a thing of like you can punish your players by giving them exactly what they want, and the punishment is them realizing that that's not what they wanted anymore.
Yeah.
Like it could also be or giving them the ultimatum of like your punishment is the fact that you can't have everything. You can have what you wanted and what you need, but you can't have them at the same time. So, like, maybe it's you want gold or you want fame or you want this or you want that, but what you actually need is a support group. You need a family. You need, blah, 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 but you can't have them at the same... Yeah.
The torture of choice.
Like that. Exactly. Like, give them agency to feel powerless.
Yeah.
In their own choices.
Yeah. One thing that there's a video game that handles this very well. It's called Cyberpunk 2077, and while I've got my own issues with it, you can always win. Like, you could always beat the level, obviously. But there are times where, you know, like, for example, there's a character that I really empathized with. I loved her very deeply, and I wanted to make sure that she makes it out of this. Well, unfortunately, she's pissed off a lot of people. There's a lot of people after her, including some of, like, my main character's allies. And that means shooting some people in the face. So that, even though, like, I won that mission. Like, I achieved victory. I got what I wanted. I saved that girl. Some people I shot in the face. I didn't want to shoot in the face. But that's part of the choice. My choices had consequences. But there was still a victory condition. Having a DM who's just like, you know, who literally tries rocks fall, that's not fun.
No, it's not fun. Or, they seem to delight in how frustrating it feels as a player to try and, like, survive when, you know, they're throwing stuff at you and they're just delighting in it, and you're like, I need reprieve because this is a lot.
I guess this is something I should bring up because we are going to play together. I do delight in throwing crazy stuff at you guys. You can always win. It's just, I like seeing your reactions.
That's the difference, is throwing crazy things at your players to be like, I know you guys can handle this, like, it'll be fine. Like, there are some win conditions here, or it's going to be hard, but it's you can still win. Compared to just being like, no, I'm just going to basically torture these, like, as if they're sim characters instead of, like, you know, actual players with people behind them.
Treating your D&D players like sim characters is a perfect way to describe this exact thing. Perfect.
Yeah, like, chuck them in a pool and take away the ladder, you know, like, put them in the basement, take away the door.
I saw someone sent her sim player to the mines. She needed to, like, build up her strength in, like, this sim survivor island game, and so she stuck the sim on a volcano and forced her to mine rocks, living on nothing but coconut milk.
That's so funny.
Only so she could jump off of a bridge.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Welcome to The Sims, baby. I've never played the Sims game, so it was all hilarious to me. Anyway, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Yesterday, I tried to roleplay with an NPC by asking him a question, and the Dungeon Master said, I can't answer that. I don't have the stats for the character. And so he just moved on instead?
You make them up.
Why do you need, like, the intelligence, the wisdom, the strength to just go...
Like, and if they're a commoner, just give them, like, a +1 or a 0 and move on.
Yeah,
like,
they're a commoner. Also, what do you need the stats for, man? Like, genuinely asking. It's not like the... One thing that I see... I know Blaine Simple complains about this, and I agree to it to an extent, but one thing that he... So I've seen a lot of people complain about, not just Blaine, is, like, the stat blocks are only about the combat. And I'm like... Yeah, because it puts on the player and on the dungeon master to, like, come up with all the roleplay stuff, which can be a pain in the butt. But you know, that is the way it is. This DM acts as if the stat block is needed for all the RP, which, like,
But I mean, like, the most disengaging part of video games is when you come up against an invisible wall and you're like, oh, okay, I can't just walk wherever I want to go. Like, I have to walk where you want me to, and I can't just jump over this small little hump. Like, I have to go around the long way that you wanted me to because you've decided I can't jump or whatever. That's what that feels like when, as a DM, you're like, oh, I haven't figured that out, and so I'm not going to, like, deal with it. Deal with it. Like, that's your part as the DM. Like, you are creating the world. It is kind of your job to keep it alive for your players. Like, your players, in a way, can kind of be the guiding force of, like, you know, what you need to develop. You kind of might be putting, you know, train tracks down in front of the train as it's moving. But you're still helping, you know, it move forward. You're still helping the progression. You're still helping it feel like it's a real and thriving world. If you're just like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to move on. It's like, oh, okay. It feels like that video game moment of coming up against the invisible wall.
Yeah, I just read a horror story about, like, literally published today about a DM who never prepped. And every, like, 30 minutes, she'd take a 10-minute smoke break to figure out what she's going to do next. And I'll be like, dude, flow broken. Like, momentum of the session cut so short. That would annihilate me from, like, a player standpoint, because I gotta get into it, you know? And I if taking, like, 10-minute breaks every 30 minutes, like, I'd lose the flow so quick.
Honestly, and, like, it doesn't, like, you don't have to prep as a DM if you don't want to. If you are a DM that can thrive on improv, then, like, go for it. But also, you can use your players as a resource as well. Like, be like, what do you guys want to do? And then develop around that. Like, hear what your players want to actually explore, and then create that part. Because you don't need to create everything and then be like, okay, there's a whole playground. Like, what are you going to go do? Like, maybe just listen to them first and then be like, oh, okay, I don't need to create the whole world. They're more interested in X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. I will say, I do disagree. I am a state impromptu competitor. I was #1 in my state for in 2020. I'm good at impromptu. But I still prep a lot. I will say, I think you gotta prep. You gotta prep a little bit. You gotta prep something. Just have like...
You gotta prep a little bit.
Yeah. Got like,
I mean, just having an idea.
At least have like for me, I prep less now because I have organized folders with all my stat blocks. So if I need to build an encounter, I could do it in like 2 minutes. But that's still, I mean, making that organized like Google Drive folder, that was prep. That took me hours. Like, you have to...
Yeah, I mean, the way that I like to think about it, and I've said this before about, like, you know, just me as a person, I like to be high maintenance so I can be low maintenance.
Yes!
So if you yes! Yeah. So if you, like, set up, like, a bunch of things so that you don't have to do work later, like, it makes it so much easier for yourself later down the line, then that's a really good way to kind of structure it out. So like you said, like, having the stat block so that you can build an encounter in 2 minutes, maybe having the resources so that you can create an NPC, like, you know, out of thin air. Like, or even, like, there are so many amazing online resources that you can use that will just generate something for you. Just like, you know, you put in a few things like, you know, how strong your characters are, like, how hard do you want the combat to be, and it will spit out like a whole combat for you. That makes it so easy to not have to do a bunch of prep, but it is a good idea, I think, at least. I go in with, like, a general story through line or a couple of, you know, plot points that you kind of maybe want to get your players to at some point. But yeah, other than that, like, I don't think you need to deal with all the minutiae of it. I think that again, depending on your improv skills, like, I think if you have a bit of improv ability, then, you know, letting yourself the freedom of being able to make things up on the spot. But, you know, if you're a person that really needs the confidence of feeling like I am prepped, I am good, I am locked, I am loaded, like, you know, then yeah, hell to leather, go prep your little heart out. But I do think that it is okay to go in with a little less prep if you've done the prep work beforehand, the work beforehand to, like, set yourself up for success.
Yeah, I think that you should prepare to your comfort zone, but I do think you should prepare, at least a little. But yeah,
at least a little.
Yeah, I what was I about to say? Yeah, I always struggle with what I really struggle with is descriptions. It's like I'm not a flowery dude. I like, if I write very short and to the point. So like when it comes to like, oh, you know, what does this location look like? How do I describe the golden forest they enter? Bro, I don't know. So I go online, man. I get help for that. Like online resources, like you said, that's a powerful thing.
I mean, and also, like, when it comes to descriptions, like, the easiest way to kind of do it is just go by senses. So, like, what do you see? Yeah. What do you hear? What do you smell? What can you taste?
Yep.
What can you maybe feel? So it's like, okay, you're in a fisherman, you know, port. Okay, you see, you know, the sea, you know, it's overcast, you know, it's pretty gloomy, it's like misty, all that kind of stuff. You feel how damp it is on your skin. There's like, you know, it's weirdly like there's no wind, even though there's like, you know, we're right on the ocean. You smell the salts, the fish, you know, the BO, and then you can hear, you know, the dock bells and the grumbling of people bartering and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So like by going just through senses, you've already created a scene for your players, but you don't have to do like a bunch of flowery stuff. Like you don't have to do the things that DMs do where they're like, oh yeah, the gilded, you know, edges and the gold and the you know, this specific tree is like this. But yeah, like you don't have to do all of that. If you can just do your 5 senses or like just even a few of them and just be like, that's what you hear, smell, and like, you know, see, then like that's a pretty good base for most people.
I know 7
to be
trees
like,
in the world. I know 7 types of trees. The 7 types in Minecraft.
Just 7.
The 7 types in Minecraft. You know you need to know anything about oak and birch and spruce? I got you. That's
Love
it.
it. Love it.
But yeah, if you're next one up, a little different.
Yes.
If your DM is drunk before you get there and spends a good portion of the night trying to manhandle the homeowner's distressed dog, then maybe there's an issue.
Yeah, that's just a flat red flag. Like, just leave.
Red flag? I think, hey, yo, Redditor, that's an oddly specific red flag.
It's a neon flashing red flag.
Wait, so the DM isn't the homeowner. Is the DM,
No.
Was the DM assaulting the homeowner's dog?
So, wait, but did they get drunk before they arrived? Or did they arrive early, then get plastered and waited for everyone
Bro,
to
did
come?
they drive drunk? You should never do that. It's illegal.
I love the mental image of this DM just being like, I'm a bit nervous about this. I'll just have a little bit just to, like, you know, be okay. And then that little bit turning into a whole lot.
Yeah, no, I do
like,
that too, by the way. I think it's fine to drink, like, a shot before D&D or, like, a glass.
Sure.
Or smoke a little bit. I do that too.
Yeah.
But, like, dude.
Honestly, I've come up with my wildest shit, like, after I've had, like, a little
little something something? Yeah, same here,
Little
dude.
something
But
something.
I'm gonna be real with you. At the same time, you need to. I don't want to be condescending, but you need to get a handle on it, okay? If you can't DM, DMing requires this. And if you can't use this, it ain't gonna go well for you, man.
Yeah.
And also, don't attack people's dogs. The heck.
I think, like, yeah, also on that as well is, like, know your limits.
Yeah.
And check in frequently with the people around you as well. Like, when you're sober, like, being like, hey, when I'm under the influence, like, am I playing okay? Or am I being a nuisance? Because you could very easily be showing up to every session, you know, not knowing that it's actually not a fun experience to play with you while you're, you know, under the influence. So check in with your fellow players. Check in that, you know, that everyone's enjoying themselves and that you guys are all having a good time.
Yeah, I got one of my warlock downs a bottle throughout the session, and I never noticed because I never have Discord open. I can't see any of them. We all just have our cameras on for them. So I one day though, I check the Discord and I see this guy like chugging down like a huge wine bottle. I'm like, yo, what the heck are you doing? He's like, you know, I do this every session. I'm like, oh, well then I don't care. You're fine.
Okay, you're fine then.
Yeah, I mean, then I don't care. If you've been doing this the whole time, and he was fine, like it's never been a problem. In fact, he's one of my more creative players. So like, you know what? If you can take that kind of thing, great. If you can't, yeah, just know your limits. And also leave the dog alone.
Yeah, don't mess with dogs.
They'll kick your butt if you're drunk. Dog will beat the dog will beat you, okay? Just
Dog always wins.
Though I do have
House always wins. Household dog always wins.
I will say I do have a bit of a horror story involving a dog. I was DMing at my friend's. I was DMing at my friend's place because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I don't have a big table. So I was DMing at his house, and I've got my the computer. Forgot to charge it. Oh, not a big deal though. I brought my charger. Stick charger in the wall, plug it in the computer. Midway through the session, dog grabs the charger, yanks the whole laptop off the table. That dog almost killed Crispy's Tavern. At the time, I was in a transitionary phase and I didn't have any of my stuff on my drive. And if that laptop had gone out, there goes Crispy's Tavern.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, like, thank God it didn't. Like, thank God it all worked out.
It did.
But,
the dog did snap my only charger in two.
Oh, that's so stressful.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hurt the dog, but I was pissed off. I was mad.
It's always so hard when the thing that upsets you is like something you can't reason with, like, you know, either a small child or like a pet or something, and you're just like, but I can't get mad at you because you don't understand.
You don't understand why I'm upset. No, I was more mad at him, but I wasn't mad for long. I just made him pay for my cable. But yeah, I was. That's like one of the only times my friends have ever seen me like actually upset, because I don't get mad that often. But like, dude, I was already stressed, and so when that happened, I was freaking out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of stuff, like, it happens, and it's a shame when it does happen, but, like, also, you know, at the end of the day, it ended up being okay.
Yeah,
which
and
is
it wasn't
nice.
in my control. You know, the dog do it. It's a cute dog. You know, he was a cute dog. It's not his fault that he grabbed an electric wire.
He saw something that was like, that was like, oh, that looks like a toy.
Destroyed my whole career.
Yeah.
But that's when I started backing. Yeah, but I also ended up backing up on my data. So thanks, dog. Actually,
you learned a really valuable lesson.
Exactly. All right, next red flag. Player makes a rules as written character as a part of the player handbook. DM, how does a tiefling paladin make sense? Explain that to me. Player points at the handbook. But that's not realistic. Ooh.
What? I'm sorry, where's the imagination?
Yeah, also, like, DM, if you have character creation restrictions, that's cool. Like, you know, that's all good. There's certain races
but put that up the front.
Yeah, but put that up front. What the heck? The heck, man?
I love how with every one of these, we're just like, yeah, what the fuck, man? Like, don't do that.
Yeah. DM, what's wrong with you? No, there's no Eric Cochran in my world, but I tell my players that ASAP, like, right at the top, man.
What is it that you've got against Eric Cochran?
I hate birds.
You're just like, I just don't want to deal with one bird.
No,
ever.
I hate all birds. Despise them.
Not even kankus?
Kenku?
Cute.
No, I just hate birds, like, in general. Like, in the real world. I hate birds.
You should come to Australia. They attack you here.
Oh, great. Awesome. No, I don't have a problem with birds. No, Kenku are flightless, right?
They're flightless, yeah.
No one's ever tried to play a Kenku. I don't know why. No one's ever tried to play a Kenku in my games. No, Eric Cochran, they can fly.
I tried a Kenku once.
Dude. Okay. I have a thing. It's a vendetta. My fans know about this. I hate flying. Okay? If your character can fly, you're not staying up at the end of the turn. You can fly, but you are ending up back on the ground at the end of the turn. I do not like keeping track of who's in the air and who's not in the air. I don't like it. And
then how many feet are in the air? And then
I play in a 2D virtual tabletop, okay? And by the way, the enemies are the same way. Dragons don't stay in the air. I go Baldur's Gate rules. They fly up, then they come back down. Okay, I'm fair about it, but I just hate flying.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm fair about it.
Fair enough.
But I hate flying. Like, my artificer made boots of flying, and she was so excited about it. I just didn't have the heart to tell her that I hate you now. But it was the last 3 sessions of the campaign. I was like, okay, screw it. I can suffer for three sessions.
Yeah,
it's 3 sessions.
Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, that's my beef with Eric. Do you have beef with any D&D races?
No, I
What if she said tieflings?
Don't. Yeah, it would have been very funny. No, I love tieflings. Like, I'll be honest, like, every time I go into Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I know, but, like, every time I go into Baldur's Gate, I want to make a tiefling. Like, I try. I click onto the other races, and I'm like, just get used to it. Just stick with it for a little second. And then every moment, I'll be like, nah, but I want it to be a tiefling.
Yeah, I'm playing Reyna, tiefling bard. You?
Cute. I'm playing, I think I've got a tiefling rogue at the moment.
Heck yeah.
Because I just love, I love being a rogue. They're OP.
I felt underserved as a rogue in Baldur's Gate, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they're a little nerfed in Baldur's Gate compared to, like,
probably for the best, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think I just have garbage luck in Baldur's Gate. That's the problem.
That could also be it.
I think that's the main issue. Also, like, Astarion, he's just such an amazing, iconic rogue, and I don't like doubling up.
I know, that was the thing I realized after I made my rogue, was the fact that I was like, oh, I guess I can't really play with Astarion now.
Well, no, you can. I remember when I played a rogue, I class swapped Astarion to fighter.
Oh, okay. You know what? That might be a smart way to do it.
Because I didn't know Lae'zel existed. Yeah, I forgot that she was a thing.
Yeah, I have a love-hate thing with Lae'zel, where it's like half the time I'm like, oh, she's adorable, and the other times I'm just like, shut up, Lae'zel.
No, it's okay. You'll end on love.
Oh, okay, cute. I'm excited.
I despise Lae'zel. She pissed off Shadowheart, and I was like, all right, Lae'zel, we got beef now. But then we ended.
We got an issue.
But then certain things happened, and I was like, Lae'zel, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. I promise you.
Oh, I love that. Okay, cute. That's real cute.
But you have no beef with any D&D races? Not a one?
I mean, I'll be honest, like, I guess the ones that, like, no, I don't. Because, like, for me, it's just, like, just be creative. Like, just come up with whatever. Yeah, just be cool. Like, be creative. Like, anything. Like, I've had people come up to me for DM, as a DM, like, being like, oh, this is my character. I'm a possessed monk glove. And whoever puts on this glove becomes my character. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll have to stat this a little differently because, you know, there may be a point where you're not being worn by someone. So, like, what does a glove do? But yes, we can do this.
Your thing from the Addams Family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you basically thing. But like a glove. But yeah, so like it's one of those things where I'm like, no, I'm pretty open to people playing whatever they want to play as long as it feels balanced. As long as it feels fair. Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. My thing is as long as it doesn't, like, break the immersion of, like, what we're doing. And as long as I don't need to put too much backbone into it. Like, I work my butt off to make these games. If I gotta stat you a homebrew race, the answer is no.
You can stat it yourself, and I'll judge whether or not it's fair or not. Yeah. Like, I'm not doing it for you.
Or I'm gonna make you pick. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm just like, look, I got a list. Okay, you gotta pick from the list. You can be creative within the list, but like, you know, like just give me a helping hand here. I only got so much time. On my hands.
Wow,
like,
everyone's so creative.
Yeah, I've never had a player though that comes to me with like an out of pocket idea. It's never happened.
Well, you haven't had me as a player yet, so.
What? Oh,
you haven't had me as a player yet. So.
Oh, that's a good point. You might come at me with an out-of-pocket idea.
To be fair, I'm not usually out of pocket. I usually try and come in towards the end when everyone else has kind of made characters they want.
Screw it. Like, you want to brainstorm?
I mean, okay. Yeah, why not?
We're here. It's No Wire. It's No Wire mystery with a femme fatale quest giver in like a gothic setting. Like, what kind of character would you make for that?
A gothic setting?
No Wire mystery gothic setting on a port, recently destroyed by a grand gargantuan demon, still recovering from the attack. The port is now like in a state of limbo. You've been hired out to help out, and now you've already completed the job. You're just waiting for your money. What kind of person are you that helped out with this job? I'm looking for good aligned characters, but other than that, like I'm pretty open fiddle. Bloodhunter's taken.
I'd love to play a semi-corrupt paladin, like priest, like a, or maybe a cleric. I don't know. I'm thinking you know, father robes, that maybe hide like armor underneath. I'm thinking, you know, like hyped. You know. Come, like, you know, with me, my child. But like, you know, honestly, I'm thinking like, yeah, like comes after demons, like priest, type thing.
Dude, heck yeah. See, that's the exact kind of thing. I'm already excited. Man.
Yeah, that seems like a really fun idea. Like someone that's just like, oh yeah, I know that angels and demons exist. And like, yeah, I'm meant to be this like priest of like a church and stuff, but my actual calling is to just go and defeat demons.
I like killing demons. Like, you know what? I think that is you're the Doomslayer of clerics. And you know what? I think that is an awesome character concept. See? It's not that hard.
I mean, we could probably bring in some blood hunter maybe into it and be like, maybe when I kill the demons, like I'm able to like get something from it. So there's a bit of self-service coming from it. So it's like, yeah, I joined the church, but really it's because I feast on demons.
It'd also be good because the demons in my world are a little bit more, they're really... I'm not gonna lie, like, I am so terrified. I love the demon stat sheets that I use, but I am terrified to put them against my player characters because they have a thing that they do.
Oh, what's that?
Well, they your character would know this, so hopefully you stick with this concept, but they when you go to 0 hit points, you roll a wisdom saving throw. You roll below 10. That's it.
Oh, dang.
So whenever
That's brutal.
I'm always so terrified to put a soul eater in front of the party because I'm like, I don't want them to actually eat your soul. But it changes the way the players play. They are so much more.
I mean, you don't want to go down.
Yeah, no, they don't want to go down at all. Because normally, like, players are like, oh, if we hit 0 hit points, like, I'll healing word, back up. But no, you hit 0 hit points with one of these things. There's no revivify. There's no nothing. They eat your soul and you're gone. So like. So, like, you do not want to hit 0 hit points, and they start playing keep away. They start being way more tactical, and sometimes sometimes the barbarian's like, go, don't worry, guys, run away. I'm going to stand in their way. I got this. And he's had it every time. I love that, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be fine, but yeah, there you go. I mean, it might be interesting, but yeah, no, a demon slaying cleric sounds awesome.
Yeah, I am still, like, tossing up, like, is it going to be a father or is it going to be a nun? I'm not sure yet.
Dude, if you play a warrior nun character, I will lose my mind.
Why wouldn't I play a warrior nun?
That sounds awesome.
Okay, well, there we go.
Nuns even be clerics, though? Like, I haven't watched much of the show, but I'm pretty sure all them ladies are fighters in that show.
I mean, maybe. Wait, what show is this?
Have you heard of Warrior Nun? It's a show.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It got canceled.
Did it? Oh, that's a shame.
No, it got renewed. I think it got renewed. It's got gay in it. That's why I watched it.
Oh, cool. All right, there we go. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Warrior Nun. It's got high ratings. I gotta actually watch the show because I just finished another badass lady show in the form of Blue Eye Samurai, and I'm kind of in a vibe right now. I need more awesome ladies with swords. By the way, y'all got recommendations for awesome women with sword shows? Let me know.
Yes, please. I'll be reading the comments, so put them in the comments, and I'll get in the comments, and I'll read all of them.
Get in the comments.
That's so good.
Before we end off, okay, we've had such a productive day. We've talked about a lot of random crap. Sorry.
We have a lot of D&D related crap though, so like let's be happy about that.
We also talked about Fallout and college and psychology and a lot of not D&D crap. So you're welcome. We talked about red flags.
Yeah.
We made a character, maybe.
What's your red flag?
My biggest one? Oh, how about we exchange? Yeah, that's what you predicted. You were in my brain.
Oh, did I? Oh, maybe I should run the show.
Please don't. Crispy's Tavern. Need I remind you. My biggest red flag. I'm a DM primarily. I've only played like twice, so. All
right. Well, as a player, maybe like what are your red flags for players?
Of players. Oh, dude, there's so many. Immediately. If you treat me like a vacuum cleaner, that's what gets me. That gets me. I had a player in my first ever campaign had no respect for my like time at all. Like he was like, you need to make this for me, and if you don't, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is the game for me. And I wanted him to stay because it's my first game and I don't want people to leave. But I was like, I remember it distinctly. I was practicing. This moment is burned into my mind. I will never forget this. I'm in the middle of rehearsing solo for an audition. This is back when I actually had musical talent, which I don't anymore. But I was practicing my sax in a room, in a closed room. It's clear and obvious. I'm doing something. The door is shut. I got sheet music in front of me. My mouthpiece is in my mouth. I'm playing. I'm doing stuff. This guy comes into the room in the store and is like, "Hey, Crispy," and I'm like, "What the hi, what? Want to talk about D&D?" And I'm like, it cuts me off. Yeah, cuts me off. He's like, "I want to talk about my character backstory." I'm like, what? Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about League of Legends for my character backstory. And I'm like, what? Oh no! I'm just keep in mind, I have an audition in 3 days.
Yeah, and you've got other things on your mind.
So, like, to be frank, if I don't have it by now, I don't have it. So, it's not that big of a deal that he's interrupting me. We're 3 days out. If I don't have it, I don't have
still,
it.
Like, how stressed are you feeling? And, like, how irrelevant does this feel to you right now? Like, just also, being like
It's not like he announces.
Yeah.
Like he just walks into my room. I'm like, zero respect for my privacy. But anyway, he walks in and dude, 30 minutes. He's just talking about League of Legends though for 30 minutes. I remember giving up. I remember he takes the stand, the one with my sheets. He puts his computer on there, and I'm like, dude, I have never felt more disrespected than I feel right now. But I don't want to scream at the guy. He's a big dude, and I'm in a room alone with him, and I'm just like, oh, fuck this. Okay, fine. I'll sit through this. But like in that moment, I was like, this is not gonna work. This whatever this is. This ain't gonna work. Anyway, I kicked him out of the game, and he came back 2 years later in my DMs around the time that we were talking.
Really?
Yeah, I think I told you that he came at me for 2 years. So yeah.
Wow.
I hate that guy. He does watch my videos, by the way.
Hi.
Hey. Fuck you.
I think mine might be when spellcasters don't know their spells. And I don't just mean like they need to look up how to use their spells. I mean that they won't use magic because they don't want to learn how to use their spells. And at that point, it's just like, just don't be a caster. Just don't be a caster if you can't be. Be a fighter. Like, be a barbarian. Like, be a monk. Be something. Well, maybe not a monk because you got key points, and maybe if magic's too much for you, maybe key points are too much for you. I don't know. But like, play something simple. Like, don't play a druid, or don't play, a half caster if you're like, or a full caster especially. Don't play a full caster if you're not going to be like bothered to learn your spells.
If you as a player look up the spell, read the spell, and get it wrong, that's when I'm like, okay, all right, boy.
How do you manage that?
Oh
like,
shit!
Maybe
My mom wants me.
Oh, you're right.
Oh
no!
No, I forgot. No. Yes. We can get sushi at 6.
I love sushi.
30. I haven't seen my mom in a minute, so I do not want to forget about this. But we're still good.
Definitely. We're still good.
We're still good. I got 30 minutes. But yeah.
I might have a little less. because I do have an appointment at 1.
Well, we're wrapping up. This is the end.
Sweet.
we have been talking for more than an hour.
I mean, I've been enjoying myself. Like, I could keep going if I didn't have something else on.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, yeah. No, I'm having a lot of fun, which is why I wanted to play with you. This is my point, because I don't feel like an hour has passed.
No.
But yeah, there you go. That's my thing. I think that's a perfectly respectable red flag to have. Read your dang stuff. And by the way, if you don't, it's all good. Like, I'm not mad at you, but like, just make sure that next time you read your stuff, okay?
Or at least like have picked your spells before like the game starts. Or, if you don't know, ask the DM or ask someone else who knows spells. Like, hey, can you help me just pick out my spells for today? But like, don't get to combat and then be like, I haven't picked my spells.
Oh, because dude, that is unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Because at that point, like...
I'm considering kicking you out of the Discord. If you pull that... Dude, you have any idea how much I prep for these games? If you can't prep your spell list...
Yeah. Out.
Get out of here. Pick your spells, okay? That's like the best part of being a spellcaster. Most fun part.
I mean, why else would you be a spellcaster if not to pick spells that are cool? Like, come on.
Yeah, one thing I will say though, as a dungeon master, if you want to help out, one thing I need to remember, because I'm so critical role pilled, I can't believe I don't do this, but the thing that Matt does, where he's like, it's so-and-so's turn, so-and-so is on deck. I need to start doing that.
One thing that I have found that's kind of easy is if you give the rundown list to everyone so that everyone kind of knows who they're after so that they can prep. Or, like saying on deck, because I've done that in a few of my games as well, where I'll just be like, okay, it's this person's turn now. You prep your stuff, like, because you're going to be next.
Yeah. I have an online list that shows it to everyone, but...
They don't read it.
No, I don't. I barely read it. Like, there's a button to, like, cycle through people so that the person who's currently in the turn, whose turn it currently is highlighted. It is so bad. You'll see. I never use that thing. It is bad. I always forget.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Anyway. I think this was a fucking meaty episode. By the way, if this gets demonetized, it's on us. we have not even bothered to think about what we're saying. I think both of us have dropped at least 3 F-bombs. Like there's
Probably. It's alright, just
no
beep
recovery.
'em. No, what should we should come up with something now to cover those. So instead of beeps, you've just got like
No, I'm not. No, do you have any idea how lazy I am on Tuesdays?
That's fair.
I'm not bleeping anything. If what comes. YouTube, come at me. All right, you let somebody copyright strike one of my private lo-fi playlists. Okay, you owe me.
Oh my god.
Private.
Wild.
It doesn't affect my wallet. It's fine.
But still, like.
But I'll tell you about it. It's a
wild.
whole situation. I'll tell you about it after the camera. But
Amazing.
YouTube, you owe me. But yeah. Hey, it's been a long episode.
It's been so good, man.
It's been good.
It's been so good. I've really
What you got
enjoyed
going
this. What have I got going on? I mean, I'm still making my art, my modeling stuff. So you can see that on my in my link tree. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just on socials, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter as well.
By the way, do you actually make music, or is that just for the shoot?
I mean, I am a singer, so I can.
Sweet.
I do make. Yeah, I also did play piano as a kid as well. But like when it comes to like doing the actual musical stuff, like I do have amazing people around me that I work with.
I was curious because I read that and I was like, does she do music?
Yeah, no, I don't do it a lot by myself. It's kind of more of a collaborative thing, and so that's what this is as well. But it is still music that we centered around the whole set. So usually it's like, so we're kind of doing a thing where we come up with like a character concept, and then we're kind of building out from that. So it's really fun, and I get to be nerdy and kind of embrace the more sexy stuff as well, which is
and
really nice.
And you get to make money, which is awesome. Heck yeah.
I mean, look, if I can pay my rent, pay my bills, like get meds and food, then I'm all happy. I'm so sorted.
We love money here. But anyway, if you guys...
We love money. I like money.
Yeah, do you have any idea how much I love money? All right, if you guys enjoyed them, please do leave a like. If you want to see more of our content, you can check out our socials linked down below. Also subscribe to Crispy's Tavern, see more of our content as it comes out. And hey, finally, if you want to leave your own stories or thoughts, go down in the comments down below. If you can't think of a comment, leave the comment Chaos episode to let me know you made it to the end of the show. In essence, like, comment, subscribe. We will both see you all next time. Farewell.
Bye.